Ladies and gentlemen, now today we're going to be doing a bit of a spotlight variant video on the gift that keeps on giving, man. Void is absolutely crazy for so many fights in variant 2.0 because there seems to be two things that variant 2 is plagued with, and the first one is Mephistos, man. They're absolutely everywhere. I swear there's like at least one Mephisto in almost every single chapter. It's wild, boys. It's wild the amount of Mephistos, man. So just having that, incinerate immunity is absolutely fantastic there. Coupled with the fact that there's a fair amount of kind of big regeneration or aggression regeneration paths knocking about. So it just makes Void so incredibly good, especially if you kind of build in the Hulk and Sentry synergies as well. So we're going to show a few fights today. We got Mephisto, Mr. Sinister, and then some of the aggression regeneration path, man. Because I think for aggression regeneration, like even an unawakened Void in terms of variant, man, if you get like a 6-star one or a 5-star one and you don't have access to his awakened ability, even unawakened, man, providing you've got some points in despair, he's still going to work really, really well. Now, the first thing you've probably noticed is the playstyle looks a little bit weird in comparison to usual, just because we are spamming those heavy attacks. Being variant 2.0, there's that super fun global glancing node, so if we use anything other than a heavy attack or a special 3, we risk taking a huge amount of damage from the glancing mechanic there. So we've got to be fairly safe, just keep up those parries, those heavy attacks, and what we're doing here is we're building up to a special 3 so we can get the Sentry Synergy, which allows us to get the Reality Warp and the Mega Fury as well, which is going to increase the duration of all of our Furies, man. So it's a really, really nice synergy there, especially combined with Fear of the Void, man. Really does pump up his damage, as you're going to see in just 1 second. So we wait for all his power to go. We use the special 3 because we want to get, the most uptime out of the Sentry Enhanced Fury as possible. And I always used to say my favourite bit about Sentry is when the special 3 ends and he turns back to Void, which is it's still true. It's still true to this day, man. But you can see we've got that passive Fury and also the Reality Warp, which greatly increases the duration of our Furies as well. So it makes it very, very easy to kind of stack them up to 3, which is really, really nice, man. So a fair bit more damage. You can see there we've only got 2 dots, man, but they're ticking for almost 500 every single second. Just got a very nice 5k off the end of that heavy attack there, man. So it's got 3 components, but they add up to be a fairly nice heavy attack. So yeah, Void, he gets matchups done, man, just using heavy attacks in the special 3. That was 55 hits there for a rank 4 Void. Again, if you're doing this with like a 4-star Void and you've got him maxed out and you want to use boost as well, that's going to be, about the same hits, man, about the same experience if you're boosted up there. But if you've got fully maxed out 5-star Void with boost as well, then again, you're going to have a much, much better experience than what you're seeing today, because we're not using boost of any form in this recording. Now, next up is a matchup from 3.1, just after the Void, which is another fairly problematic matchup, a really stacked version of Mr. Sinister with almost 42,000 PI. So beefy Mr. Sinisters, man, are a little bit of a pain in the ass, but Void has kind of the big advantage here of you can't reverse Mr. Sinister's healing, but you can block it out. So being able to stop that regeneration and then nuke him down is exactly what we're trying to do here. Although I think I do mess up a little bit at one point, man, and get hit, and we haven't had the best RNG to start, man, because we're looking for those petrifies to cancel out some of the regeneration, just so that when we do crit, he's not healing for a fair bit. But Despair's doing a little bit of work so far. We did mess up there, man. We missed the parry, and you can see these opponents do not hit light at all, so you need to be very, very on your toes. And one of the things for these 2 fights specifically that I was running just for a bit of fun, man, I thought I'd test out the Killmonger synergy, which is a nice little synergy to have. It's kind of, pretty much covering a parry whenever we apply a debuff to the opponents. That's always a really nice time. But now what we're doing here is we bait out the special 1, empty his power, and now we're going for a special 3 here. So we're transforming into Sentry to unleash the power of a million suns. And I find it, I don't know, man, I'm enjoying this challenge just because I'm playing like characters that I usually play in like different ways. And I never use this synergy. I never use like heavy attacks on Void. So it's quite nice to, do something different with the characters, or being being forced into playing like a slightly different way that isn't like super grueling. So yeah, man, I really like Variant 2 so far. I am a big fan of it, and it's nowhere near as much of a pain in the ass and a BS Fiesta as the initial version of Variant, the Ultron's Assault one was. So yeah, it's ticking a lot of boxes in my books at the moment. But anyway, we're going in. We got Fear of the Void active now. I think he's still regenerated a little bit there. But now we got Fear of the Void active. I don't believe he should regenerate, right? I think we cancel out everything. Okay, there's a very small amount. It's just like 40 there. Not too sure why it's 40, actually. Maybe there's something that just prevents it from being absolutely nothing. But there we just got a crit and he didn't regen, so yeah, I'm a little bit confused, man. But at least we got the damage output now. We can finish him off, man. Those heavy attacks going into Assassin's range, getting pretty damn nice. And I think we're very close to another Special 3 as well. So we get it just before Fear of the Void expires, so we can get the damage bonus as well, man. Nail that 20% there. This Mr. Sinister is going straight in the bin, lads. The power of a million suns unleashed. There we go, boys. Look at that. That's a satisfying finish, man. So now that we've shown off a couple of fairly tricky matchups in Variant 3.1, I wanted to jump into 2.3 and have a look at the aggression regeneration path. Because if you got a Void, this one is so incredibly fun, man. And the kills are really satisfying to watch. It's just a really good time. And I think I play most of them pretty well, apart from the cable one, man. I do get a little bit wrecked here. I think we like miss a parry or something. Like something happens and I get slapped in the face and almost die, man. It's coming up soon. But here, what I'm trying to do, we get a heavy and then go straight into a special one there, just to try and avoid as much glancing damage as possible. So yeah, I guess that worked out all right, man. We didn't take any glancing damage from the second projectile, and I'm not too sure if you do, but it's just that first bit you are a little bit open if there is a big crit on it to taking a fair amount of glancing damage. So something to be a little bit aware of if you want to speed up the debuff application process. But now we've got one Petrify and a couple of other debuffs. We are ready to go to start reversing that regeneration. So yeah, that's where I mess up and almost die. But what you can do on this one, because there's no limber, you can just infinitely parry, man. That's a really good time. But one of the things that I do try on some of the later fights is the Nightcrawler switch trick, and it works so well on Green Goblin, man. But yeah, I did get a little bit clomped there, lads. A little bit clomped, but you can see that's still a bloody efficient kill, man. Void putting in so much fantastic work there. So yeah, just doing a really great job. But in the Green Goblin matchup, I'm kind of like debating on these fights whether or not it's better to, you know, just use heavy attacks to get to one special one, or just kind of wait it out. I'm not really too sure. I think, you know, just for the balance of the fight, it kind of makes sense to you know, push the opponent back with the heavy attacks, get a special one-off, speed up the debuff application progress, and now we've got two Petrifies right at the start of this one, which is exactly where you want to be, man. This is perfect Void RNG, lads, because now all the healing is immediately being reversed. You can see this Green Goblin with the aggression regeneration is just absolutely nuking himself, man. So I'm trying not to get backed into the corner. We try and get the Nightcrawler switch trick. He's just staying in place. An absolutely perfect finish to this one, man. I was well happy with that kill. That went so well, and all of that off one special one, lads. So not too bad, man. Not too bad for slaying, you know, 40k PI Green Goblins. I'll definitely take that one. But next up, we've got what is it? OG Deadpool. I think this dude's got like double regeneration as well as aggression regeneration as well. So this dude's extra stacked. But for Void, man, if a champion is extra stacked, it just means like double the regeneration to reverse. So it's a really good time. But on this Deadpool, like, some weird stuff happens, man. There's some weird stuff with the variant AI, and you're gonna see it soon, but this Deadpool just walks towards me, kind of like he's Terminator. Like, he's not running, he's just kind of got like that Act 1 AI of just being like really sketchy, and you're like, oh, I don't know what this dude's trying to do, but I think it's like coming up soon. So we got two Petrify on him. The regeneration is getting reversed now, so more debuffs, more aggression regeneration stacks only enhance it further and further and further. And I think it's about here, man, where he just kind of walks at me for a bit. You see he's just, you know, jogging along, mate, jogging along. I'm like, okay, is he gonna dash or so yeah, I don't know, man. That always throws me off a little bit when they're, you know, just going at that that walking pace, the casual light jog toward you. But there we go, man. Another really good kill, another 15 hit kill. And then we got Mephisto. So this is another Mephisto but instead this time, this one has aggression regeneration instead of like power lock at the start. However, because of Mephisto's, what is it, soul imprisonment, we aren't getting any fury buffs right at the beginning of this one, but in this matchup, like the fury buffs, and to be honest, the Sentry Synergy, like, don't really matter at all. You don't really need any synergies for these ones in particular. So let's fire off the special one here, and I think this Mephisto one, it gets a little bit shaky at some points, man. I'm just trying to bait out a special 2 here. You can see he's just kind of like walking towards me, man. You know, that very light jog, and I'm like, is he going to throw a special attack? Is he not going to throw a special attack? So yeah, some weird stuff that I just don't feel like I see outside of Act 1 at the moment, but I'm getting backed into the corner, which is not the place where I like to be as a player. And then he kind of just stood there for a second. I'm like, okay, I'll hit once into his block, use one heavy attack just so I can get some distance, and now he's dashing back a load. So yeah, the AI is weird, man. It's really, really weird. But now we've got that Petrify on him, man. The aggression regeneration is just putting in anti-work against this Mephisto. He hits his immunity. And now he's about to go down, man. 2, and then he's straight in the bin. But all those pass, easy game, easy life. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's video, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Certainly do appreciate it. If you have any other variant gameplay of any champions that you want to see, let me know in the comment section below. Aside from that, thanks for watching, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.